Evesham's nightlife is very varied.
It's pretty lively, a lot more places to sort of drink and meet up with your friends, etc., with all very different atmospheres.
It is getting a lot busier lately. We're seeing more of an age range out.
Fridays and Saturdays we have the later licence premises such as the Ambassador and the nightclub Marilyn's.
There's a lot of students here when they're not at uni. Marilyn's, we get people on stag do's that are 40 plus, 50 plus, as well as obviously the classic 18 to 25-year-olds.
And I think everyone's just sort of out to have a really good time, really. They're there to listen.
They help out with people that have just had a bit too much to drink, or maybe they've got a little bit of a domestic at home.
They've helped me and several of my friends out numerous times.
There was a girl that hurt her foot quite badly. The street pastors looked after her, sat her down and spoke to her for a while, and then got her some flip-flops so she didn't have to walk home in heels.
Girls will take their shoes off mid-evening. There can be glass on the ground, there very often is. And we carry practical items like flip-flops. The flip-flops protect them as they make their journey home. And we carry a dustpan and brush to sweep up the broken glass.
They appear from nowhere. They bring us lollipops.
If you go up to somebody and say, would you like a lollipop? The first question they'll probably say is, why are you doing this? And that gives us an opportunity to share why we do it. We also carry water to help people that might just want some rehydration.
Whatever's going on in someone's life doesn't matter. Whatever they need at that point, we will care for them. We'll try and do whatever they need.
The street pastors are just, almost like a shoulder to cry on for these people, and they really, really help out.
We wouldn't do this without prayer. We don't do this in our strength, and having that prayer both before we go out but during the evening is absolutely fundamental.
Well, the prayer partners are amazing.
We all get together and we have just light refreshments to start off. And we say a prayer for the safety of our street pastors, because they are going to walk the streets in whatever weather conditions they are.
We know we're supported in prayer all the time that we're out, and we've had answers to prayer when we've prayed for situations to calm down. We've had people fighting in the street and we've called the prayer partners and said, please pray for calm. And the next minute, the people that were fighting are hugging each other.
Every half an hour, we get a phone call to base. They will tell us what the situation is, and if prayers are needed, we do say a prayer. So you feel like a team, really. Although we don't go out, we do.
It's not just about young people out drinking, going clubbing, going to the pubs. We see groups of middle-aged people out with their friends. Sometimes we see groups returning from the cinema or from restaurants as we begin our night out.
They'll ask us what we do, where we're from, is it voluntary, why aren't you in bed? But then they will open up and just chat. And a lot of people want to talk.
We've met people who have been very troubled and spent time just listening.
And we're often told some very personal, very private things.
They've really valued that, and years later have said that we've been such a help to them.
So there's obviously a fair amount of trust in there, which is great.
And then there's obviously quite a big foreign population.
So we could speak in our native languages, and he was suddenly really open and friendly, hugged me several times.
People are worse the wear for alcohol or whatever. They've got themselves into a tricky situation. It doesn't matter, we're there to care for them, and you just get past it.
A young girl and her boyfriend had had an argument, and she decided that she would climb over the parapet on the bridge and make as if to throw herself in the river.
There was a chap celebrating his birthday. He'd consumed a lot of drink, in danger of either falling down head first or bashing his head on the wall.
We called back to police. By the time they got there, she'd come off the parapet, but then was going down to walk into the river. And as the police walked her back from the edge of the river, we were able to spend some time with her.
So I ended up having to support him from behind. He was vomiting everywhere. We were just trying to mop his face, give him water, as well as trying to call for assistance.
It's just such a practical way to show love to people Not with an expectation of converting them.
You're just there looking after that person, caring for them, and trying to reassure them when they say, I'm sorry I'm doing this, I'm not very worthy of this, you shouldn't be helping me.
There have been situations which, yes, they've been challenging, but nothing that we haven't been able to handle. Far less aggressive and far more responsive from people than I had ever imagined. People approach us, we're not approaching them. They come, they ask for lollipops, they ask for water. The door staff and people at the different clubs know us. They will ask us for help where we can provide it. Even the police have asked us if we can help in a situation where they don't have the time to look after someone.
Okay, we'll see you again.
A drunk and incapable person on the town centre floor would tie up 1 or 2 police officers for in excess of 30 minutes to an hour. The assistance that the street passers give us is absolutely invaluable.
We're limited on security and they often have a lot of stuff to do in a very short space of time. We only like alerting the police to serious matters. The street pastors kind of bridge that gap.
Parents have said how great it is that they know we're there. Because, when the kids go out, they don't always phone home to check in with mum and dad.
They can just be there, sort of in the background, but I think it's beneficial to be aware that they just are there.
Street pastors are there for a variety of reasons for these guys, and it does seem to be working really, really well. They are our angels in disguise.